What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Mario B coming at you guys with our WPF Season 4 draft analysis, the World Pokemon Federation. But before going into our analysis, I just want to make a couple of announcements. First one being that, sorry I haven't been around. Been really busy with a lot of IRL stuff. I do have 2 jobs and I go to school, take care of my young one, so I've just been kind of busy with the videos. I'm going to be trying to make a commitment to really upload every video from this league. Definitely want to upload every video from this league. I really enjoy this league. I enjoy the community, so I really want to make videos for this this particular league itself. A quick update on my other leagues. Relic Region, I know I was posting that one up pretty frequently. Like I said, I've been pretty busy with work and all that stuff, so that one we're actually about to enter our first week of playoffs, so I'll make sure to definitely upload that video this week. This video should be going up on Monday, I believe. Relic Region, I had to play it during the week. Hopefully if I get it done early, I'll post it by Friday. If not, it'll definitely be up by Monday. This first week starts this upcoming week, so this video should be up either next Monday or next Wednesday, depending on how fast I get a schedule with my opponent. But yes, regardless, what is up? We're about to go into this draft analysis, which I'm very excited to present to you guys. I want to give a big shout out to my boy Locke for helping me out with this draft, as he usually always helps me out with team builders and stuff. He's one of my main guys I go to. And something I really wanted to do for this draft was I really wanted to draft Mega Medicham. I've always heard how much of a beast it is. I've always heard how good it is. I've always wanted to really just try it out. So this team that I made, as you guys can see it right here, but we're going to go ahead and dive a little bit deeper into it. It's just something I've been really wanting to try. It's something really outside of my comfort zone. I'm usually the type to play a lot of balance. I feel like this team is a little bit more offensive compared to it being balanced. I do have some good walls and stuff like that, but I definitely feel that it's definitely a little bit out of my comfort zone. So let's go ahead and dive into it. I was the 13th pick overall in a 16-person draft, I believe, so I was pretty close to the bottom when I picked. My next pick was going to upcome pretty soon. So luckily I was able to snag Mega Medicham as my first pick here, and as you guys can see, you guys already know probably how Mega Medicham is. Base 100 attack, base 100 speed, but what really makes this mon right here is its ability Pure Power, which is actually going to go ahead and make its attack double. So if you do run about max Jolly, typically what you're running, this thing almost totals out at, I think it totals out at 598 if I'm not mistaken. So attacks coming off of 598 mon, nothing's gonna be switching into this, especially with a good move like high jump kick, priority and fake out. It has coverage as like all the elemental punches, ice punch, thunder punch, bullet punch even as priority. You can run double priority like fake out, bullet punch, which would be pretty good. Substitute could be another good set. Drain punch. You're gonna be forcing a lot of things out. So baton pass is really good. You bring it in, you force something out, you go ahead and baton pass out and switch to something else that can take advantage of that switch. Really excited to use my boy Buddha here. I did nickname all the mons already, so one of my boys right here got cut off, which I will reveal more towards the end of the video. But this mon is just great overall. It does get access to screens, which is probably something I won't ever use, but Poison Jab is really good coverage for those fairy types. The only thing that is a little iffy about this mon is that its psychic stab is really reliant on Zen Headbutt, which does have a chance to miss, which if you guys been watching me, I'm a very unlucky guy. So so we're definitely gonna have to rely on Cycle Cut and getting a couple crits, hopefully, if we can. But yeah, this mon is just super good from what I've heard about it. To be completely honest, I haven't really used it. Even in OU, I play Smogon from time to time, and even in OU, I haven't used this too much. But I am very excited to get this going and seeing what I can do with it. And really, with this draft, I feel like I'm really gonna have to be creative with it. I'm gonna have to come up with sets that I'm not too comfortable with. Sets besides the basic sets that you could bring, and yeah, I'm just really excited to see what I can do. Something like double edge off this mon would be insane. Think about it. But yeah, really excited to use this mon. Mega Medicham gonna be a great wall breaker, gonna really dent in the team. So drafting, I really wanted to draft a sticky web team. That was my main want, I suppose. Really want a sticky web team with like defiant users, competitive users, slowish kind of mons that could really take advantage of that web and just hit really hard. But this team ended up transforming so much as I went. It just really turned into this team that's kind of different from the sticky web team. But I decided to go ahead and grab a load of Ninetales at pick number 2, aka Sansa here. Shout out to Sansa if you guys watch Game of Thrones. I love that show. So but the real reason why we drafted this was Aurora Vel giving you that 4 or 8 turns of reflect and light screen, really helping out mons in the back, really helping out your setup sweepers to take advantage. Although my draft is lacking a little bit of setup, it does provide me that good defense. It provides me that base 109 speed. I already got 100 with Mega Medicham at this point. I did have the 109, and this mon is just awesome. It has okay HP, like at 73, good SPDEF at 100. This thing can definitely take a hit or two if it needs to. Set up the Aurora Vel. It has access to things like Dark Pulse, Calm Mind. Also gets Nasty Plot with doesn't really matter about extra sensory. It does have freeze dry to take down those bulky water types that maybe struggle against ice types, but this thing can just take it down completely. Running choice specs, choice scarf, it's a great choice scarf at its speed 109. This thing also gets access to ice shard priority, blizzards that can't miss because it will get the hail thanks to its ability snow warning, which always brings up the hail on summon, which is really cool. I've never really used the hail core, even in like OU, like I said, I haven't really used it, so definitely outside of my comfort zone. Like I was saying, got that Nasty Plot. It has a Pain Split. It also has Tail Slap, which I don't think I'll be using, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, but overall really cool mon. I know this thing does have that Hypnosis set where you use Hypnosis and then you set up Aurora Vel or even Safeguard so that none of your mons can really get status, which is really good. It can be a really great utility mon, which I'm really excited to use, and I just feel like I'm going to be killing it with Sansa this season. A lot of people are going to expect Veil, but I might just bring choice specs. I might bring choice scarf. It doesn't, you could never know. It can do so many things. It can be utility, it could be offensive, it can set up the Veil, it could do whatever you need it to do, which I'm really excited to use actually. So this does give my team Aurora Vel, which is really awesome, something I'm really excited to use, especially with Mega Medicham. Mega Medicham isn't too bulky, but it can definitely eat a couple hits if need be, especially with that Aurora Vel, and it can put in a lot of work with that high jump kick. So like I said, I wanted webs, so I went ahead and drafted a really good sticky web user in Blue Widow, aka my Araconid, rocking that water bubble or the water absorb effect. Water bubble going ahead and multiplying its water times moves times 2, which is actually amazing. Also lowering the firepower, so if any fire moves against it actually lower it, which I didn't know until right now, which is really cool. And this thing has an insane SPDEF stat at 132, being super bulky. It could be like an AV mon, even just liquidation, leech life, sticky web, toxic, or even protect with some leftovers to get those lefties back. Can be really great. This thing does get access to things like crunch. I know stockpile, oh yeah, Magic Coat can be really good too, but stockpile, I know that can be really good. I forgot which YouTuber I watched, and he ended up doing like Z stockpile Araconid, which ended up winning him the game, which is unfortunately it's not one of my Z mons, but this thing can definitely do that. Sticky web as well with a powerful move like liquidation. Having that 20% chance to lower down the defense by 1 is really good. And yeah, just really excited to use Blue Widow, see what it can do. This thing will be my sticky web setter for the team. So with I don't really have a rocker yet at this point. I also need a rapid spinner because typically on sticky web teams you want a rapid spinner so you don't have to defog your own webs away, if that makes sense. Which by the way, the draft was like standard draft, so 1 tier 1, 1 tier 2, 2 tier 3s, 1 tier 4, 1 tier 5, 400 points to allocate to any tier that you would like, and then 1 mega of course. So right here you can see I got my mega, I got my tier 2, I got my tier 3, and then Donphan was right there sitting at pick number 4, just right there waiting for me in tier 3, and I thought this was perfect. I might as well pick it up. So Donphan, amazing mon. This is the first time I used Donphan in a league. I really love it. It does have that rapid spin that I was talking about. It does have stealth rock like I was talking about. It does get access to rock polish, so rock polish under the veil or under the webs can be really killer with this mon, especially at its base. 120 attack with 120 defense. This thing is nothing to play around with. Let me see, what is the speed reach at +2? So 218, about 450. I think that's outspeeding most base 110 mons. So he's gonna be putting in a lot of work and just get priority in Ice Shard, which I'm really happy right now. My team has a lot of priority and Fake Out, Bullet Punch, and Ice Shard here, and Ice Shard here. This thing also gets insane coverage. It gets Earthquake, it gets Gunk Shot, it gets Head Smash, Heavy Slam. Ice Shard, like I said, the knockoff gives us a knockoff user for the team, which I believe at this point I don't have so far, which is really good. Play Rough, Poison Jab, the Rapid Spin, Seed Bomb, Rock Slide, Stone Edge, Superpower. This thing gets insane coverage at that base 120 attack. Sometimes you don't even need to have attack investment just for it to put in work, which is really exciting. Really pumped to use my boy Elephant here. Hopefully he can put in a lot of work this season. Hoping for a lot of work for him, especially since he's such a reliable spinner. It does have that sturdy ability, which allows him to live any hit. Basically a built-in focus sash. So, sorry, struggling to catch my breath, y'all. I've been talking a lot, but really excited to use Elephant here. So next, I got my boy Blade here. Really excited to use Bisharp. I love his shiny color. The blue is just it's amazing. But the real reason why I drafted this is because its ability Defiance. So this Pokemon's attack is raised by 2 for each of its stats that's lowered by the foe. So every time I get up those webs, someone wants to go ahead and defog them away, I'm going to switch this in. And at +2, it's really hard to switch in on I was gonna say Pawniard's on Bishop's attacks. It does get access to things like Knockoff, Sucker Punch, Pursuit, which is really good, especially when you use it with like a Dark Plate, or what's that called? The Spooky Plate? No, I don't know. What plate is it? Dread Plate. There you go. So you can have Dread Plate, have all his dark moves boosted up at +2 with the Dread Plate. Nothing is taking a Sucker Punch, nothing's taking a Knockoff. As long as it's frail, of course. But Iron Head 2 is good stab. It does get access to Poison Jab, Nice Slash, Power Up Punch. If I do want to switch in on a defogger, Power Up Punch gets +3. Nothing's taking a Sucker Punch at +3. This thing is amazing. With this base 125 attack at +2, it's going to be putting in a whole lot of work. It's almost as strong as Mega Man Champ, I think. Let me see. That's timid, my bad. Yeah, that's insane. It gets up pretty high. It probably gets up to like 600 and something. So that's gonna be really good for us. Like I said, this thing is mostly meant to come in on defoggers and either get up that +2 boost. Gives us that knockoff support as well, and it does give us a steel type. So far we have our steel type and our fairy type. Like I said, something I'm not really comfortable with. I'm really used to drafting bulkier steels and like bulkier fairy types, like bulkier offensive fairy types, or even just like bulkier walls at this point. Right now the only walls that I technically see that I have are like maybe Donphan, maybe. I mean, don't get me wrong, these things are bulky, like this is def bulky and this is defensive bulky, but these are mostly like offensive walls. They're not really like a wall that you just send in and you're like, alright, just chill there, heal up, or you know, just chill there, take a couple hits, spread around some toxics or something. This is like offensive, which really is out of my comfort zone, but I'm really ready to get it. So Blade was 6th in our draft, so at this point we do have we have wasted one of our free picks on Blade. We do have a Mega, a tier 2, and 2 tier 3s. Next I'm gonna go ahead and pick up my next tier 3, which is also my second free pick, and I'm gonna pick up my boy Max here. So let's see, at this point in the draft, I really wanted something that could take down really powerful physical attackers. Max is such a great mon. Actually, I think Amoonguss came before Max, if I'm not mistaken, now that I think about it. But what actually happened was that with Amoonguss, I noticed that I kind of had a fire weakness with the Ninetales, with the Bisharp, with the Amoonguss, so I really drafted Arcanine as a fire resist because it does get access to the ability Flash Fire, which is really awesome. So this Pokemon's fire attacks do 1.5 damage if hit by a fire move, which gives it a fire immunity. Also gives me an Intimidate user, which is really good. A lot of people underestimate Arcanine, but this thing is bulky as hell. At base 90 HP with 80 defense and 80 speed def, with reliable recovery and Morning Sun. This thing gets agility if it needs to set up, it gets close combat, it gets Dragon Pulse, it gets extreme speed, another priority move on my team, which is really good. I like to have a lot of priority on my team just to pick off those Feral Mons. It gets Flare Blitz, Flamethrower, Flame Charge. What else does it get? It gets burn up. It's called burn up, something like that. Let me see. It gets Wild Charge, Will-O-Wisp, always good. Burn up, there you go. Burn up. So this thing can hit a mon with a powerful fire type move, then it loses its fire typing. So if I need to take on like water types that are really powerful, I can just burn up on them on their switching, go ahead and become a normal type, and I don't have to worry about those Scalds, I don't have to worry about them Surfs, I don't have to worry about them Hydro Pumps. I'll be normal, I'll take neutral damage to it, and then I can go ahead and hit it with something like a Wild Charge, Morning Sun it up. So this mon I'm really excited to use. I have used Arcanine in a previous league as well, and it really put in a lot of work, especially checking things like, I love checking like Swampert, and you run like Hidden Power Grass and they don't expect it and you just bop them with it real quick. So max the Arcanine, really excited to use them, really excited. Next I got Fungi. So Fungi was actually before max, but it's all good. This was actually my other I think Fungi was tier 2 if I'm not mistaken. But man, Fungi Amoonguss, I love me some Amoonguss with that regenerator. Really good mon just to come in and pivot, which is something that I really wanted. I really wanted a good pivot mon, especially if this thing can be run assault vested or this thing can be run defensively. It doesn't really matter for me. I should be switching it in and out, serving it as a pivot. This thing does get access to Spore, which is no, not Stealth Rock. This thing gets access to Spore, gets things access to Clear Smog, so that mons can't set up on it all the time. It does get access to the hidden powers, Sludge Bomb, Stomping Tantrum, which is really good against fire types switching in. They don't really expect it. It does get reliable recovery and synthesis as well, which is really awesome. I didn't know that, but with Regenerator you don't really need it, you know. Effect Spore is pretty good too. I mean, 30% chance of paralysis, sleep, or poison can never go wrong, especially dealing with mons like Electivire, not Electivire, Zeraora, stuff like that. Amoonguss can definitely check and put them in place. Base 114 HP with 80 speed def and 70 defense, nothing to play around with. Very powerful mon, very excited to use them as well. So at this point I realized that my fire weakness had been covered up by max, but I kind of had an ice weakness at this point because something like Freeze Dry could hit my Arachnid, something the ice could hit my Amoonguss as well. So I definitely didn't want to lose to any ice type moves, so I definitely picked up my girl right here, Lola, the Miltank. So shout out to my daughter because she loves this video with this cow, and it's called Lola. So I decided to name my cow right here Lola Miltank. It does have that thick fat ability, which actually halves the damage from fire and ice type moves, so give me that other fire resist that I needed just in case max can't come some weeks. It does give me Sap Sipper, that grass immunity as well for my Elephant, just in case I do need it at any time. Along with this, I think this actually takes 2 times damage or 1 times damage to grass moves, but nonetheless, Miltank at base 100. Who made this cow so fast, bro? I don't know who made this cow so fast, but it is fast. It gives me that base 100 speed mon, does give me that 105 defense, that 95 HP, does give me another stealth rocker, gives me a good bulky mon with reliable recovery and milk drink, I think it's called, yeah. So it does get access to Earthquake, gets access to all the elemental punches, hammer arm, heal bell user, which can be really good, especially if they try toxicking my 3 mons right here, which are pretty prevalent to get. Toxic Iron Head as well is pretty useful. Rest, Curse Miltank. Everyone sleeps on Curse Miltank. Who suspects a Curse Miltank? Well, guess what? I'm gonna bring it. 1 week I'm gonna bring it. I don't know when, but I'm going to. Curse Body Slam, and it could just be really good as well. So really excited to use my girl Lola right here. So at this point in the draft, I believe I am what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 8 picks in. Like I said, I really wanted the sticky webs to work. So in my head, I wanted a ghost type because ghost types can block spinners, which can be really helpful, especially if it's a normal type, or especially if it's a fighting type, stuff like that. So I actually went ahead and picked up Sparky, aka the Rotom. So Sparky here gives us that rapid spin immunity, while also giving us a good 91 base speed mon. If you can see, my speed tiers kind of go down from 100, 109, goes all the way down to 42, goes down to 50, goes up to 70. 95 Arcanine kind of evened it out, but then Fungi dropped it back down to 30. I do have 100 here, but I mean, you don't ever really bring max speed cow, so probably not going to be the best. But Sparky right here does give me that base 91 mon that I need. It does give me an awesome Choice Scarfer. It does give me a Levitate, which is a good ground immunity for things like my Arcanine, things for my Bishop, things like my Sansa, things like my Elephant, so that's really good as well. Ghost and Electric type stab, always good. Discharge, Thunderbolt, Hex. It does give me screens as well, which is really good just in case I don't feel like bringing Sansa one week. I can go ahead and bring this with 2 screens and go ahead and get some good defense on my end. It does give me priority, and the Sucker Punch does give me T-Wave spam as well as Will-O-Wisp spam. So Rotom never used, really excited to use them, and yeah, that's pretty much the reason why I drafted him. And at this point, alright guys, sorry about that, but at this point in the draft, I did realize that I had a pretty good fire water grass core, and then I realized that I really needed a good fairy steel dragon core. So I didn't realize that I had Sansa at base 109 speed. I had the blade, both offensive, so I figured I'd go ahead and grab my girl Honeydew here, which is one of our Z-Mons, so pretty excited about that. Base 110 speed gives us that 110, a little bit higher than Sansa, and then this is actually my fastest mon in my draft, which is a little scary, but this thing's a great Choice Scarfer. It is one of my Z-Mons, so that's great. But man, Latias, it can do so much. And big shout out to Mr. Talent. I don't know him or anything like that, but man, that guy uses mon great. Weeks he brought like Reflect type. This thing does get screens as well, gets recover, gets like Calm Mind, it gets defog, giving us another defog mon. At this point, we do have Sparky, we do have the rapid spin in this, so this is giving us a good defog mon. It's really helpful. Things like Energy Ball, things like Healing Wish, which is amazing. Go ahead and taking all your health down to boost someone else up. It does give us the Magic Coat as well, along with Roost, which is really awesome. Sucker Punch and priority again, and then we do have the Tailwind option down here, and Wish. This thing can be a Wishmon as well, passing on wishes to the team if they do need some help. And this thing is pretty bulky, nothing to play with that 130 speed def and 80 HP. So really excited to use this mon as well. My girl Honeydew, hopefully looking to put in a lot of work. I wanted to get a lot of kills too, so we'll have to see. And lastly, we have a mon that is cut off, unfortunately, but does not deserve that type of respect at all. Unfortunately, if I made the screen smaller, he popped out down here and I couldn't really like click on him, so I had to make it bigger and cut him out. But lastly, we got my boy Crash, aka the Sand slash Alola, my other Z-Mon, to finish out that Hail core with Sansa. Really excited to use this. I understand it does have the base 100 attack, like don't get me wrong. Gives us another rocker, gives us another rapid spinner as well, but this thing's bread and butter along with Sansa is going to be that Slush Rush, giving it that double speed. Things like Swords Dance to set up behind the veil, Swords Dance, EQ, Icicle Crash, and Iron Head is pretty much gonna be all I need to probably knock out anything to clean up late game. Forgot to mention that at this point in the draft, I realized that I didn't really have a lot of setup mons that could take advantage of those screens or that Aurora Veil. I understand I do have Rock Polish, Elephant here. I also do have Swords Dance Blade, which I forgot to mention. This thing does get Swords Dance. But Honeydew was actually a big pick that I wanted to go ahead and be a setup mon because it does get Calm Mind. It does get things. Does get the Calm Mind. I think it gets what's that move called where you get like 2? Is it Cosmic Power? Does it get Cosmic Power? Doesn't. I'm mistaken then. But anyways, this thing does get the Calm Mind, and we can set up with that. But this mon does give me that setup mon late game that's gonna be really threatening. My opponents are gonna have to prep for this along with Sansa, and they're gonna have to be fearful of a Swords Dance, Z move, Alone in Sandslash coming late game and sweeping all your mons when they're all chipped down. So definitely going to be really useful. Definitely going to be really excited to use my boy Crash here. And with him, that is going to conclude our draft for the World Pokemon Federation Season 4. If you guys did watch last season, we did make it to playoffs. We were robbed, unfortunately, of some stupid hacks. But, you know, that's the game we play. Still a little salty. Still a little salty. Ain't gonna lie. No cap. But hopefully this season the Happy Valley Hariyamas can take it all the way. And appreciate you guys rooting for us. Appreciate you guys checking out the video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like down below. Also, if you guys are new watching my channel for the first time, make sure to go ahead and subscribe. And feel free to let me know what you guys think about my draft. If you guys think it's awesome, if you guys think it's shit, if you guys think it's aight, if you guys think I could have done better, if you guys think something else would work better, let me know. Drop it down in the comments below. Let me know. And oh yeah, I brought face cam back. So face cam will be back most likely for team builders. Probably not the videos because I'm all stupid like what should I do, so sometimes I don't like that, but we'll see what happens. But anyways, thanks for watching the video, guys. I'll definitely catch you guys on the next one. Peace.